Hi, Nikki here for Disney vlog number 8. This one is going to be about Disneyland trip. I'm going to get to stuff about Disney's California Adventure a little bit later on in videos, but this one's just going to be about land. So I got a lot of cool facts, put a lot of them on my phone because I can remember them all off the top of my head. So we're going to start on Main Street. So Main Street was made by a ton of like theatrical set designers so that it gives you the illusion that you're a little bit taller and kind of more like a toon, which I found is a very interesting concept that they did. The people who have built that, their names are in the windows out through Main Street. Another thing of Main Street is it has Walt's apartment, which is above the fire station. And interesting about that is there is a light in it. And anytime Walt was in the park, they put that light on to emphasize that he was there. Now that he's gone, they leave the light on no matter what to emphasize the fact that he's always there with us, right? Disneyland actually has one of the last real steam trains in existence. And backstage, you may be able to get to do the tour to go see the steam trains, which is something I got to do and it's really cool. The center of the park where Walt's statue is, that's called the Hut. Now we're gonna move over to Adventureland because I have a couple more fun facts about that. So for the first one is, if you want Dole Whip, and we all know that Dole Whip line is ridiculous all the time, if you go to the gate entrance of Tiki Room, nobody realizes that that other side will get you Dole Whip in about probably 3 hours faster. So go into the gate of Tiki Room and you'll be able to get Dole Whip faster. I got 2 facts about Indiana Jones. So first one is that there's writing on the walls down when you're going through the line. And back in the day when it was like super popular, super just came out, you could actually use your phone app and kind of like view what the walls said. I'm not sure if it was an app at the time or you'd text in or whatnot, but what is said on the walls is actual like facts about the ride and the movies themselves. Also on Indiana Jones, there used to be the Pumbaa parking lot. So nowadays it's Indy. So they kept the sign for the parking lot, and if you ask the cast member towards the end of the line, like when you view the buckle your seatbelt and crap and don't die part, if you ask that cast member, they can shine a flashlight to show you where it is, which I think is a cool fact. Now we're gonna get into New Orleans Square. Pirates was revamped after the movies to add in the movie characters, which I think is very interesting. The Dream Suite, which was built for Walt's wife originally, is right above Pirates of the Caribbean itself. It's also the home to Club 33, the secret club, along with the Blue Bayou, which is the restaurant that you can eat in that's, you know, inside of Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't really have anything for Critter Country. So that being said, let's move on to Fantasyland. Snow White's Scary Adventure was never finished because there's not enough room, so it kind of just ends, and now I've ruined that for you and you're only gonna think of, why does it end abruptly? Sorry. Most people don't know that you can actually walk through Sleeping Beauty's castle. When you enter originally from the front of the castle and you hook a left, you can actually walk up and down through it, and it's kind of cool because it shows the story of Sleeping Beauty. The castle is made in the front to look bigger so that when you approach and into the park, it looks like everything's a lot more open, a lot more bigger, but when you're behind it, it's made to look a little bit smaller because of its slant, to give you the illusion that, oh, you're tired at the end of the day, the entrance is closer. Small World was the first ride Walt made, and it was part of the World's Fair, and it came over to Disneyland a little bit afterwards. Nonetheless, the reason why it's so like sacred and kept the way it was originally, because that was Walt's first ride, and it's preserved very well. The Matterhorn has a cast member break room inside the Matterhorn. Fun fact. Alright, let's move on to Toontown. So, Toontown is home of Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit is one of the only rides in the park that's on the same Fast Pass system as the rest of the park. So you can have a Fast Pass for Roger Rabbit and have a Fast Pass for something else in Disneyland Park. Toontown was actually also converted into a website for kids to play on, but was taken down as of a couple of years ago. It lived a lifespan of like 10-15 years, and I was kind of sad because that was one of my favorite things. Let's walk into Tomorrowland now. There used to be a trash can in Tomorrowland named Push the Trash Can, and he would walk up and talk to you. And it kind of freaked people out sometimes, but I think it was one of the coolest things. Star Tours. Star Tours actually went under renovation a couple of years ago and was revamped on June 4th, 2011 was the reopening date, and it now has over 300 beginning, middle, and ends to it. It is also the home of Captain EO that was there for about 30 plus years, brought back a couple times, which features Michael Jackson, and Captain EO is also one of the first 3D 4D movies ever made. Tomorrowland has a ride in the very center. It does some cool stuff, but it's no longer there. You can see the line if you go up into the line of Space Mountain, sorry. If you go up in Space Mountain, you can kind of see the line still. And it was actually too expensive for Disney to take out the ride, so you can see the tracks of the ride out through Tomorrowland, which is really cool. Another Tomorrowland fact is Tomorrowland was built from Walt to be what he thought the future would look like. What the future would look like, I can't words, in the 1980s. That's a very interesting fact to think of. How futuristic it is and how futuristic we're not yet, and we're 2015 right now. So that's the end of my vlog. If you have any comments, comment down below. I also now have a blog as well that I'm going to link in here as well somewhere. We'll go here. La 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 la.